Sure, we know the least.
Yo,
Yeah,
what's the word, bro?
in need of a haircut, but you get older, nobody really cares as much as I do. Other than that, doing that,
Yeah, the dad cap is always a giveaway that shit could be a little bit more lined up in my life.
I ain't want to say that. Like 3, 4 weeks in a row, my brother. I was like, my man, a lot of hats.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm a
sir.
big hat guy. I'm a big hats.
Just sharing this with a couple people. Shout out to anybody who's joined early.
Sure, that's some.
Oh, I'm where I need to be. All right. What's up, people? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shut them out.
Yeah, as always, every time we get things started on here, just got to make sure we share it with a couple people. We know a lot of y'all are busy, probably got a bunch of things going on, probably entertaining the youngins this week. So, probably trying to tell them to shut up while you're trying to listen to us. So,
We
hey, man,
appreciate it.
you know what I mean? Like, and we'll let you know. Today might be kind of a family type show. It is our fatherhood dad series, but we will give you the heads up when you probably want to tell the kids step away from the TV or wherever you're listening from. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let me just share this again with a couple more people. See if we get a nice little vibe going on in here tonight.
There you go. CC, only Mrs. Lee. Appreciate you.
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to the family in the house early. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, and TikTok, man. We will get things started in about a minute. Let us know where you checking in from. What's the vibes on a Wednesday, y'all?
Mm-hmm. What's out of cold? I keep thinking, going to heat up this week. Then it don't. Sad out.
Yeah, man. I've learned to set my expectations low when it comes to the weather these days.
There.
Uh oh man, but definitely ain't time to pack away them winter clothes. Apparently, I don't know what's going on. All right, well, we're at about 8:15, man. As always, every Wednesday, this is FCP Live. I am Senor Lee with my man Ken Kapnick here.
Outside.
All right, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we are here bringing you some really good topics, anything that ran past our radar. And the coolest thing about today is every third Wednesday of every month, we have our FCP Dad series. Due to a heavy family loss this year, we haven't had a chance to really do it. So we're excited to bring it back this today and get into the insecure dad. This is something that really ran across our radar and really getting in touch with some of the inner battles that we have as fathers as to are we doing a good enough job, do we set good examples for our kids, and what do they really think of us? You know what I mean? Stuff like that, man. It's gonna be a good conversation.
You're trying to gauge him. Still gauging.
Absolutely. And we know we're not the only fathers out here going through this. So we love to have these conversations, set the tone. And as always, you got any questions you want to chime in, man, just let us know in the chat. Anybody could be a part of this conversation.
Sir.
All right. So first things first, as I mentioned earlier before you probably joined, prayers out to all the parents, grandparents, caregivers, siblings, cousins whoever is watching over these little walking heart attacks that we call children as they are
Mhm.
off this week. How has your week been managing the kids, bro?
You know, chilling with your best broke friend you know. You know what I mean? I did. I messed up early from being a dad. Last week he's a fan of holiday camp. We got at school, those week long vacations. Got like a midwinter one. Uh, the Christmas one they don't do, but they still let the kids come through like the PAL just for the whole day. That's Friday on the pickup. I goes, hey dad, you sign me up? I'm like, absolutely. She's like, can we check the list? I was like, let's do it. Say, hey, how are you? Making sure Kenny's on the list for next week. They go, okay. Mm, fourth grade, right? I'm like, yeah, yeah. We don't we don't have her on the list next week. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
all right, can I sign up real quick? They go, yeah, it doesn't really work like that. Got to kind of submit the commission slip and to be space. I'm like, can I sign it up? Are you telling me I can't do it right now? So what do I do? He's like, well, you really want her to come by all the day before? Make sure we get some availability. We'll get her in. I'm like, but it starts on Monday. When we call it Sunday, I know nobody here. She's like, good point. You can call early Monday. And if somebody picks up and we're available, we can take her. Just like so we get ready to go and find out we can't go. I'm stuck with it. Nah, nah. All right. We're gonna find other things to do. But she been holding it down, chilling at Mima's here. Big sis coming through this week. But yeah, I got the dirty eye all the way home last Friday. Just I mean, I could feel the daddy shit vibes in the back. I was like, damn, thought I was doing that. Outside of that though, week been solid, man. Solid. How's the
um,
week going with D Money?
you know him, man. He's self sufficient. He's going to sleep late, waking up late,
Mm,
living a life. You know what I mean?
man,
But he did kind of hit us with the hey, man. Like I know for the last like 10 years, y'all been chilling while I've been relaxing on school break or whatever. But brother want to do something, man. Like I ain't trying to be just staring
mm,
at these four walls the entire
yeah,
time. And it was like, all right, bro. Like I feel you don't need to flare up your chest, man. You still 12. No doubt, no doubt. So we gonna have some father son time on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Go hang out for a little bit, kick it. And then tomorrow, we'll probably take them down to like Williamsburg or something like that. You know what I mean? Just walk around, do some family stuff, and then we'll see how the
nice.
weekend goes. It's supposed to be nice, so hopefully, if it is nice, probably get some stuff going on then as well. But my son's real chill, man. Like, I mean, like he don't really ask for much. You know what I'm saying? Some good food. You know what I mean? Is keep the Wi-Fi strong. Make sure there's always his favorite snacks in the kitchen, man. Other than that, he's chill, bro.
That's light. Ain't even mad at that. That's a good shit. That's like my list. Keep me fed and you know what I mean? The smile on my face. We can work on that other stuff later.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
man, that's a fact.
Happy to let y'all slide to Thursday, Friday this week. You got a press
Yeah.
job Monday morning, like, yo, you thought I was playing when you said that over the weekend?
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Um, outside of that, I mean, on the personal front, this week was a little less contentious than last week. It definitely had its wow moments when you thought people knew certain things, or you thought people knew that they had to communicate certain things, and that did not happen at all. So there's a lot of eyebrow raising this week, but I still got 2 more days, so I'm probably jinxing myself. But I'm hoping that everything stays steady, man. How about you?
Week was good. Had some dope games over the weekend with the girls too. It was a gutsy fourth and one call. We pulled through. Uh, Kennedy caught this one-handed joint, ran up the sideline, touchdown. I was like, oh, we needed that. But
Nice.
at the Savannah, they was able to get a couple wins over the weekend too at the AAU. But bruh, they did us dirty with the AAU this weekend. It's like, oh, game at 10. It's like a little early, about an hour drive. 36 hours before game time. Coach goes, I know. Sorry, y'all. Game's at 8. He's like, wow, 8 p.m. Wait. Yeah.
I already knew.
She
I-
was like, nah, yeah. 8 a.m. Big 8 a.m. He was like, wait, I'm doing the math. Like, it's an hour drive. Game started at 8. We got to get the half of the game. We got to get there at 7:30. We got to be on the road by 6:30. I mean, we got to be up by 5. Whoa. Everybody started doing the math in the house.
Yep.
Everybody looking at me about the just got to play ball this week. Fast.
Yep.
She turned
Total
out.
package. Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So what is she liking about I would say what's different with the AAU game and the team that she's liking about it so far?
Shit, having a roster. CYO, 6 bodies. No subs. You know what I'm saying?
Get your
I mean,
cardio
at
up.
the end of the second, the whole team be looking at the bench. I mean, that one girl like, you know what I mean? One cheerleader, it's rough. You know what I mean? AAU though, middle of the first. Oh, hey, new 5 up. Everybody coming in. It's like new team vibes. You know what I'm saying? So she is happy to get these little longer breaks. You know what I mean? Get your win back, order in, let some game clock come down a little bit. But I think that is the biggest difference. Even in practice, you got more players to practice. You can run a real 5-on-5 at practice now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't do that with 6 bodies.
Not at all, man.
There's really some mean 3-on-3 half court.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. All right. So this past weekend, man, got a chance to head on out to Jersey, man, hang with my boy Major. The cool thing here, man, is a night out with the Marines is always a crazy time. Crazy time. Those
By the
guys,
first sentence.
yeah, they know how to party. But what I didn't realize was how hard they were gonna go. And then the next day, Major's like, yo, going to shoot range. You wanna come? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm down. I could go. You know what I'm saying? I drank a little too much, Kenny. I drank a little too much Friday night. So Saturday, I'm going in there feeling like I'm John Wick. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to shoot these
See the
guns.
movie?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get this thing popping, and that's gonna be it. I've been here a couple of times. I ain't no sharpshooter or nothing, but I'm not new to a gun range. So,
Okay.
I go in there. Now, I've gotten instruction before, right? If you've been to a gun range before, anybody out there, they give you very simple instructions. Keep
Mhm.
that damn gun pointed towards the target. Do not get crazy, or we will take you down and we will kick your ass out of here, right?
Easy.
They
No
sh-
license.
pretty right. They pretty much show you the simplest things to do. A lot of times they load the gun for you first. They don't let you do much with it. They just show you how to hold it. They'll probably let you get like 1 or 2 rounds off, and that's about it. That's what I remember from like the official instructors from the range.
Mhm.
Major gave me and another homeboy that was there. Shout out to John Claude. He gave us like the full on. This is the Marines, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like hold a gun tight. You're jerking the trigger. What the hell are you doing? Keep your shoulders relaxed, bro. I feel like I am almost ready to take on any type of infantry. Like it was in-depth knowledge. And I felt, it was dope. It was dope. Like the guy, Jean-Claude, did a great job. Like he's low-key John Wick. Me, for some reason, man, I was shaking like booty meat for some reason. Like my hands
Oh
just
no.
like it was
Booty
terrible.
make it the trigger.
It was terrible. Like it was just all over the place sometimes. One time I forgot to load.
Damn.
Yo, I was all out of sorts, man. No more tequila before going to the gun range because I just looked like a fool and I couldn't use that as an excuse, even though he was there with me. This is the craziest thing. Like the night before, he's the one like getting drink after drink after drink. And I'm like,
Drunk
all
on
right,
you.
cool. Yeah. When he was giving me the instruction, you would have thought I was like freshly rested, ready to rock and all that shit. Nah, he was like, nah, get it together. Like, it
Yeah.
was funny, bro.
Um, did you choose which weapon you want to shoot? Oh, it's just like a standard kind of.
So the cool thing about him, you know what I'm saying, he's got his own arsenal. So we were pretty much rolling with 40 cal, 9 millimeter and a rifle.
Okay, okay.
And then but we
Protect the house
definitely
joints.
yeah, like we shot a lot of rounds, bro. We shot a lot of rounds. Like we looked
Okay.
at the cases on the floor after we was done in the range. I was like, God
Facts.
damn. Like,
So it looked like O Block around here.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's always that dude that comes in the range that be like, they got some shit that they letting off in there, and you just heard the doom, the doom, the doom. I was like,
It's like, who they shooting? It's
dude,
like,
no
take
joke,
it down.
no joke, bro.
That's
But
all good.
the other funny feeling about being at the gun range is now you really realize how many people are out there that got weapons. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you hear about certain instances or whatever, but it is no joke. Like, and it be all kinds of people. It'd be women. It'd be like people that you probably never thought about. It'd be people taking their kids to shoot. Like, it's no joke, man. So
It's a culture. Like, we
yeah,
didn't grow up with it, so we wasn't, kind of wrapped in it as much as
yeah,
other regions are. Yeah, man. Once you pass that state line, you in PA,
yeah,
whole
man.
another ball game.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Real quick, shout out to Tanya at work, still checking in, man. We appreciate you as always.
When do you think you'll be ready to take the kids to the gun range?
See, that's the thing with Darius. We and I'm going to talk about this a little later. We got to work on his hand strength and coordination. He's still like fine tuning that. So I can only imagine putting a gun in his hand. What
I
that
mean,
would
paintball's a thing too. You
look.
gotta, you gotta go. We gotta go live ammo on people.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah.
Dad, how about the no?
Yeah, so that's my thing. What about you?
um, ooh, yeah, I don't know about the girls. I don't know about the girls yet. Jen held her own. She was solid. The girls, I might wait till they're like 16.
Okay,
Yeah,
good enough.
get some more years on them. They're not ready. Honestly, they're probably ready. I'm not ready. I'm keeping a buck. I mean, it's a bad night. I ain't ready.
Gotcha. All right. Hey man, listen, gotta work through the process. I hear you, bro.
Facts.
Anything before we move on to awareness and acknowledgement?
No, sir. Let's go.
All right, man. So we're moving on to awareness and acknowledgement, people. This is a segment where we like to highlight different awarenesses within the month, different things going on in our life, or people that we love and care about's lives. And the first thing we want to start out with is it is Autism Awareness Month, and I thought it'd be cool to bring a bit of a tip here that you can use if you have a child with autism as a sensory tool. And one of those really good sensory tools would be a stress ball. Now, this stress ball can help because it actually provides really good it provides a slow squeeze to the ball on each hand for your child. You can tell them to pretend like they're squeezing a lemon to make lemonade, hold for 5 seconds and release. Repeat that like 5 times per hand and then shake out the hands. It's a form of progressive muscle relaxation that can help calm the body and mind. This stress ball can also be used as a distraction to keep the hands busy. So you may see some kids out there who are on the spectrum, they always have to have something in their hands, and this is just their sense of relaxation, their sense of comfort. So if you have a child who has that type of, um, let's say, habit, a stress ball is one of the good things that you could have. But there's plenty of other things out there that you could probably find that they can have in their hand as a way of just calming them while they're trying to focus. And just bringing that tip here, it's a sensory tool that you could use. There are other several sensory tools out there. Like I think there's like a fidget ring and a sand timer. There's other things out there that really helps with managing their sensory. So sharing that with the people.
That's what's up. Always good to have.
Yep, yep. Yeah, we see Shay Sweet things in the chat. Yeah, she was saying how the different stress balls have different textures. Some have beads, and it helps control their bodies and emotions when upset. Yep. All right. Let me get back to the docket. All right, there we go. So one other note I thought was really important to share. Um, Autism rates in the US rose again to 1 in 31 kids. If you tuned into our very first live to start April, we did mention that the previous estimate was 1 in 36 kids. And that goes back to a research study from the CDC going from about 2020 to like 2023. So you
Mhm.
can see there are more cases of kids being diagnosed with autism. So the earlier you can get evaluations done, the better off we've seen them have a progressive life. And just remember that progressive life can go in many different ways. It's all about just getting them the help that they need, the resources they need so they can live the best equitable life possible. So always
Absolutely.
remember that.
Um, that's it. The numbers are going up. They still don't. They can't really get a fix on what's causing the ups and downs. What's causing the fluctuation as to why it was higher this year versus last year. Um, People go, "Oh, it's a tap water." The conspiracy theories and shit like that. But there's really no. Oh, it's the vaccinations. Autism existed before COVID, but I hear you, sir. You know what I mean? Like the people just always
Yeah.
kind of find a way, but give us the numbers, never the facts all the way.
Right, right. And I think that's where I would like more for people to do the research. I think that's very important. There's going to be tons of studies out there that are going to give you information. Look at several different studies from several different points of view. Look at the different impacts on different races.
Mhm.
That's also important.
Yeah,
Geographic location, that's so important as well. So a lot of different things that you can look at and come to your own conclusion as to what you think causes it.
yeah,
But the treatments and the resources are where the real advocacy is required.
it's a fact because there's no rhyme or reason.
Right.
It's not just. It's not color based. It's not nationality based. It's not income based. It's just all over. It's just all over the place. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
man.
way to really diagnose it. But you know, stay informed, get it done.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And listen, April 19th will be a happy, happy early heavenly birthday to my dad. One of the coolest dudes to ever walk this planet. If you didn't get a chance to meet him, I'm sorry for you.
Word.
But
It's the gem.
definitely. So yeah, we will definitely be celebrating in some form of fashion, as always, every year in his memory. Always love you forever, Pop.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything before we get into this random situation I found?
What next announcement? Oh, it's the 16th. Yesterday was the last day to do your taxes. If you didn't do them, I don't know how extensions work. If you got a LLC or a corp, you might be all right for another 2 weeks, maybe, without the extension. But your regular, your sole proprietors, regular W-9 guys, yeah, that was yesterday for y'all. Talk to your tax guy. See how much trouble you're in. You know what I'm saying? But make those calls if you have it for sure.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, stumbling in my internet social media journey, I always bring some Instagram handle to the people to talk about messages, quotes, different things that we see. Uh, Listen, man, we got this picture here that talks about studies that say men are more loyal to their barbers than their own partners. Now, I got a cheat code. My barber is my partner. So,
One of the same. One of the same.
you know what I'm saying? My wife my
No
wife know
tips.
how
No
to cut some
tips.
hair. Yeah, yeah. Not right now though. Not right now. I'm under construction, but my wife know how to cut my hair. But
I'm
Kenny Man, this is all you, man. Take it away.
trying to think. In all my years, I might have had. I think I've had 4 people with clippers under my head. Um, my pops, when I was young, can control it, and he was ex-military, so There was like a bowl. It
Uh-huh.
spun me around. You're done. I'm like, you sure? No fade? Nah, you clean. I was like, what's a trans? It's supposed to be a transition on the fade. It's just
Yeah.
dark and it goes straight to next. I'm like, all right. Next brother go. But for my pops, my old barber in Brooklyn, they done shut that whole barbershop down. My current barber now. Now, oh, I blame you for this walkthrough. It was that one. It was that one haircut I got. For those that don't know, Sean, East Flatbush, born bred, heavy in the Haitian community. We was, I don't know where we was going, what it was, but I couldn't get to my barber. I'm like, yo, bro, say the bro right here, you trust me, bro? He's like, oh, you're right across the street. Hook you up. I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah. I went over there, had a little fun to the area. But whatever, I'm here for I ain't here to smell the roses. Man, oh man, that was the first and last time ever in my life. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure if my life has recovered from that day. My man, like I was expecting a zero line left to right. My man was on a mean 12-degree angle from the right to the left. It was a pure slope. I'm like, I ain't peeping. I think his mirror was crooked. So I'm like, oh, you just got to get with it. Oh, we good. Yeah. It's just 20 my man. I came to see you. He's like, hold up. Look me in the eyes. I was like, get your shoulder straight. I was like, what's up? I'm looking at you. He's like, it's cool if I do this. If I do this. This shit look weird, bro. I was like, nah. Went to the mirror. I'm like, hold up. My shoulder straight. My shit not straight. What the fuck? He was just like, yeah, bro, they did you wrong over there. Then I go back on the street. Good already down. He complained. I was like, what the
Yo.
Oh man.
Oh,
But yeah, I
you
have
know,
had four barbers.
you know what's funny? That barbershop was open forever. I never went there. But I always saw people going in and out of there. You know what I'm saying? It was a Haitian guy that owned it. And he was cool as shit. He always had a ton of people going in and out, in and out. I'm thinking, this guy, he's got to be good, right?
He's still in business. Gotta be good.
He's got to be good. Now, mind you, I went to the Dominicans around the corner. So that was
You
just
ain't left all that part of the story out, bro. You're just like, no, your man right there, he's golden.
Nah, I think there was a reason why I didn't send you to them. I think they had to be closed or something because I would have sent you to them.
You know what it was? I think you said they always super crowded. We was like in a rush. It's like, yo, if you don't mind waiting, take care of them. But we were street. Check them out. They always, people in and out.
Yeah.
Now I don't know why they're in and out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad day in bro history, man.
I had to file that deep in the archives. Got to forget about that every so often. How many barbers have you had touch your hair in your life?
Oh man. I'm gonna say 4. I'm with you on 4. It was the Dominican shop all the way up until I just felt like they raised the price on me and didn't tell me before I sat down. And I always felt like me being a loyal person that pretty much grew up with you as my barber, if you gonna raise the price, at least give me the heads up. Cause I always enough to tip them. You know what I'm saying? But when he charged me, I was like, here you go. No tip, because I didn't know you raised the price. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta tell me that before I sit down.
Like, hey, my buddy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I felt bad. And it was like a back and forth, man. And at some point he went Spanish on me. I'm like, see, now you disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, and I felt bad for him. So then after that, I ended up.
Was that the last time you seen him?
Huh?
The last time you seen him?
Yeah, that was the last time. Because it was like it was like an intense back and forth because he was very mad that I wasn't tipping, and I'm like, dude, you could have told me before I sat down. He was like, The price is right up there. I was like, dude, I've been coming here for over 10 years.
I've never looked at that
I
price
don't look
chart
at
in my life.
this shit. Yeah,
Get the
like,
same cut every time. I'm looking at the chart.
every time. You got like
Bro.
20 people faces up there. I've never seen one of them. Like, I know what I'm getting when I come in here. The minute I came in, you supposed to tell me, hey, papi, listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, price went up. You know what I mean? Da, da, da. You tell me that from the beginning. Okay, now I know, well, I got what you charging. I can run back to the crib. Mind you, I live right around the corner. I can go back to the crib, get that extra, and you got it. But he chose to be an asshole. I chose to go petty, and I had to find another barber.
See?
After that,
What's the Lord customer
yeah,
bitching
after
on
that,
some dumb shit?
I found another guy up Nostrand, but he was way more crowded than Dominicans was. By that time, I had then got with my current wife, girl at the time, and I was getting my hair cut by some other Dominicans out in the Bronx. And that's when I got introduced to the razor that make your hairline real sharp. That shit changed my life. Like, ain't nobody ever do that, make you lean back in the chair and then,
So why that tile so hot? Ooh.
Yeah, bro. Yo. Yeah, bro.
Game changer.
And after him, matter of fact, 5. After him, when we finally moved back to Brooklyn, there was this other guy that opened up a shop at the corner. And then after that, I just got tired of paying for haircuts. And I was like, well, babe, you got it.
But yeah, man, study says men are more loyal to barbers than their own partners. So like, I assume this comes at the cheating part, right? Now, oh wait, damn, I'm lying. I got 5 too. In my barbershop, my current barbershop, it's 2 barbers. Sometime with my main barber, I'm like, yo, how many you got? He like, I see him count. When he started looking up, he counting heads on the way I called. I'm like, bro, you got 4? All right. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go over there. He goes, yo, I hit it, man. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I said, how many you got? I got 1. Put me on that line. You know what I mean? So that's that's not cheating if the barber knows, right? What's that called? It's not got a poly barbership. I don't know what they call it.
He's a poly.
I don't know what they call that. But yeah, I don't think I've never stepped out on my barber not knowing. I'll say that. So I am extremely loyal, senior loyal.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. You got a whole pass.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right.
But keeping it loyalty, I came across a funny question on my way to work the other day. On the radio. Lady called up. Said, hey, I got a question for y'all. She said, is clearing your conscience worth losing your relationship? I was like, ooh, clearing your conscience. Is it worth losing your relationship? I was all the way back in my seat. I can't wait for the answers, right? I was waiting to see the answers. Before I give you the answers, what are your thoughts on that? Is clearing your conscience worth losing the relationship?
Not if you want to keep it. Not if you want to keep it, man. Not if you want to keep it the way it is. Hey, listen, we all make mistakes and we all human, right? Listen, if you got the guts to keep it 100% a buck about a significant mistake that you made that you know may cause you your relationship, that is elite level. I'm trying to grow. Just know that once you do that, bro, riding thin.
just went up to that highway with no brakes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, nah. Yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know.
The synopsis from the group was clear it up with God first. Let your conscience talk on Sunday. Another radio host said, yo, why is your conscience talking anyway? Shut that nigga up. Causing real problems out here. Oh man. But But I'm gonna go against the grain on this. I think having a clear conscience is worth the attempt, and hopefully you won't lose the relationship.
Attempted
Right?
suicide? Like,
I mean, hey, I shot and it came out, but I tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, but
oh man.
everybody wants a clear conscience. You know what I'm saying? But you hope, the relationship survives it. You know what I mean? Uh, no, that's it.
Nah, dude. Hey, I am
Oh
not
shit.
going kamikaze in my relationship.
Oh man. Like I said, I like my life. I like breathing. I like waking up. Little things.
Yo, listen, because
Oh,
first of all, now you gotta bring that back to the group chat. And you can see the dudes sounding off on you now, like idiot.
yeah, I know.
Like,
Dumbass. Hey,
oh man. We had Lynn over on IG. She said, "Nope, I ain't clearing shit."
damn, ain't even expound. They said, nah.
Only Mrs. Lee said, "Clearing conscience is not worth losing a relationship. Good relationships are not easy to come by, in my opinion." That is very true. That is very true, which is why you should be careful with what you do in the first place. But also, as Kenny said, clear it up. Talk to God first. Always
What
talk
the
to God
guy?
before you make any
What did he say?
decisions. Man.
What did he say? If he tell you go do that, you gotta go do that. So, if he say nothing,
Yeah.
gotta respect the science.
No, yeah. And the
Oh,
Lord has forsaken me.
you know what I mean?
Oh Lord.
That our confessions.
No, yeah, yeah. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. We got some more good ones later on, y'all. So hang in there, man. Matter of fact, should I move it up the chain? I got a funny Bronx love story gone wrong.
Oh, we we can
Oh
talk.
man. All right, so I'm gonna move it up the chain. All right, so this was an anonymous story submitted. Um, uh, this person is driving, and a gentleman passes by them on a bike, and when they come back, they are asking him to exchange numbers. And the person in the car is a female. She's like, no, no, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really looking for nothing, whatever. So, the guy goes, well, it's just that, you're so beautiful, and da, 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 whatever the case may be. So the girl says, you know what? Whatever. They exchange numbers, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, let's just see where it goes, right? She's trying new things. So the guy then proceeds to text her a pic of his situation
Off the rip. First
off
pick.
the
Dang.
raw. Not even a good morning, not even a hey,
Mm,
it's me. First pick out the gate situation. So,
mm,
you know, her being a God fearing woman, she's like, oh, what the hell? What is this? Like, you know what I mean? This is disgusting. Like, I'm saved.
mhm.
I don't need this in my life, blah, blah, blah. The gentleman decides to text her back and go, oh, I'm sorry. I just got a little too excited meeting you and all this other stuff. And then he proceeds to tell her that he's a good guy and he's really just looking for a good situation. And then proceeds to start to send her pictures of him like with his family and stuff like that. So this story is taking a very interesting turn. It went from his situation to being a family man, right? So now she's now saying, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? She's really landing out some grace here, right? After the situation pick, I thought it was supposed to be a wrap, but she continues on. So now, right after, they calm things down, he got the family pictures and, she's thinking things are, going in a good direction. He's like really pressing her, sending a lot of different text messages and all that. He then proceeds to start sending her pictures of him in a situation with another girl. And these pictures
Third
are
red
showing
flag.
both. this is I can't make this shit up, bro. These pictures start to contain literal pictures of him and this girl in the middle of doing their thing. and it's like vivid, bro. Like pictures of both of their situations, like, and then in the picture, he's like in the mirror doing one of these.
Oh man, checking the view out. I said,
but
watch this shit.
but he's got the emoji like a demon, right? So,
Damn.
yo,
Like,
but here's the funny part. So she said, yo, I feel like that was God telling me that this ain't right. This is a demon in my life, and I need to get it out. And this was a sign from God that this is not the man for me. I got a
yeah,
feeling the situation picked from the beginning was the first sign.
that was the first sign. That was the big sign, big red flag. But what got like forget the third scene. All right, I'm courting you, right? All right, boom. The third leg pick ain't work. Bet. Following up with the family pick? Man, how are we supposed to like is this like a current family? Nigga, this was 2 days ago. Like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, for that game. They were just playing in Atlanta. Like, like you talking to me? You mid family? Not post family. You mid family. Like, but then to come back with the situation shit, so I'm like,
Double
bruh,
down.
uh, his way of courting is weird. It's weird.
Bro,
Uh,
I
that's
was
definitely a Bronx nigga.
I, I was in stitches, man. That is my
Uh,
Bronx love story going wrong for today's show,
yeah,
man.
can't
SKL said
even
mine
put
that
love in it.
caught her interest.
Maybe that Bitcoin actress. Maybe, maybe. Shit, which one? But
Hey,
maybe.
listen, man. That's what because I had tons of questions. I'm like, so let's be honest, girl. Let's be honest, right? Like there is a avenue, right? There is a world where people are getting pictures of other people's situations, and they're like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I
Like
mean? Yeah.
interested.
Um, yeah, I don't know what the currents are doing these days, but when is the green light ever given to I send that? If it's not requested like verbatim, I don't I don't know when one's supposed to do that. I don't know what they're doing out there.
So the sick thing that I hear
Oh
from
God.
females that are close to me is that this is a regular thing, bro.
Oh, like
Regular thing.
this is my phone number, it's my personal number, it's my email. Oh, my third leg. It's like part of the intro.
Phone number, DMs, messages, you name it.
Right after.
It all potential platforms where it can happen, man. It's a sad thing, man. Tanya said
Yeah.
there's shit in the dating pool.
Damn. It's a
Damn, Tanya.
cesspool. That's a septic tank. God damn. That ain't good. Sanitary line and the storm line is mixed. That ain't good.
Yes. She said the
Damn.
dating pools are basura. You know who I blame?
Damn.
Nick Lachey. Now let me stop.
I say, what the Backstreet nigga do? Oh wait, no. Is he Backstreet?
Who
He's one of them
cares?
groups.
You
He said, fuck. He don't like Nick Lachey, the wife.
know what I'm
Just for
saying? No.
those, the first time tuning in,
All
he's a very big fan of Love is Blind. Hates the host. Back to you, Jim.
right.
Oh, man.
Oh,
98 degrees. I forgot about them. Thanks, Only Mrs. Lee. Appreciate that.
cool.
Well, imagine you know that, but thank you.
But she does. All right. SKL said, I would assume that off rip is just the biggest red flag. Okay, so I would assume that getting a picture of someone's situation off rip is the biggest red flag. How many pics you sent that you're so comfortable to send it to a person you just met, and if you're excited off that alone, now you're concerned about who you are.
Mm,
Yo, that makes sense.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, if you're
And
excited
you
off
know what
the
else?
yeah.
Coming from a coming from a I guess a Bronx dude's viewpoint, vantage point. If this is his best third leg pick, right? He's had some hits and some misses. This might be the pick. Hey, this has got me second and third base, and this says home on other situations. But hey, man, shoot it, shoot. If I'm getting this pick out to 10 bodies, 5 of them gonna go, bro, this is crazy. Other 5? He said, nah, that ain't true. Just put it next to a newspaper. We're going to whoa, hey, I got one. Yeah, he might just be a shooter, man. And he's for the Bronx. He might be a shooter. Mob ammo.
I hear that shit. Well, you know what I mean? May the Lord be with this young lady who experienced this. 'Cause,
Word.
oh my God. But listen, man, we've been getting submissions lately, and we really appreciate it. So if you got a funny story, you got something you want us to bring up here and talk about, man, send it on. We will we will definitely do it justice on this show. I promise you that for sure. All right. Anything else before we move more to a serious note out here?
Just one last comment. Time your turn. Unsolicited deep pics is a big hell no. Or should be a big hell no. I agree. Yeah, unsolicited. You know what? From a girl's incoming, hey, very offensive. I don't know if guys feel the same.
Wait a minute. Let's clean that up. Like guys sending?
No. Receiving. Pause.
Receiving women's. Okay,
Correct.
gotcha. Okay.
Like if a female shot, her shot like that's the box pick. Either down there or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might be 10 for 10 on this pick. On this pick. she's like, yo, conversation going dead. This works every time. It's like,
yo,
he's spicy.
All right. Since we're going there, right?
Let
me say something. I don't know, man. I'm not taking. Granted, I'm definitely not taking no pictures. But in my heyday, I ain't taking no picture, no or no Uchi like that, bro. Like, nah. Listen, man. every package ain't sewn too tight, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm just I don't know.
Picture's worth 1,000 words, my brother.
I'm just saying. And I know, ladies, it goes both ways. A lot of people ain't packaged too tight. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying as a man, I'm just accepting whatever a woman be sending, man, because I don't know. Let's just say we got to make sure that we make sure that the delivery is worth what's sending. I don't know.
Hey, it's 2025. Tech companies, listen, if I get a photo, it should be able for me to reject this photo and let the sender know. Not only do I reject this photo, I'm deleting it off your phone too. That's how bad I want to reject it. Not being like, it shouldn't be in nobody's rotation.
Oh, man. Shout out to Lynn, man. Yes. So this is my son's cup when he was probably like, I don't know, babe. Let me know, who is he like?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yo, this is history right here, man.
Nah, we got to get this man a lid and a real straw. This ain't it. Get that man a Stanley.
I'm all about comfort these days, baby.
What's your birthday? You got a Stanley coming your way, my brother. Big 40-ounce joint. What's your favorite color, bro?
Red. Look,
Red Stanley in root. Red Stanley in root. Beat it before Christmas.
Oh, man. All right. SKL said, how old was this person? They didn't share their age. You know what I'm saying? We get anonymous stuff on there and we keep it that way.
Yeah.
But let's just say, man, I think at almost every age range, I would hope above 16 or 18, there is that potential of getting some wild pictures. It's a new day and age, man. It's the technology age. So, kids in their phones, man, it's wild.
Oh, God. Watch the
Insecurities out here.
Another lay I wasn't ready for. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right.
Politics as
So we're
usual.
gonna swing over to politics as usual. Yeah, we're gonna stay here for a little bit. Harvard, man, shout out to Harvard for standing on business and telling the Trump administration that we will not acquiesce to your demands to reduce the power of students and faculty members over the university's affairs, to report foreign students who commit conduct violations immediately to federal authorities, and bring in an outside party to ensure that each academic department is viewpoint diverse, among other steps. Listen, shout out to Harvard, man. I mean, they stood on their mission. They told the administration that now what you're doing is really just taking away from the culture and the relativity of a well known history organization, institution, I should say, as far as a college. And in kind, the Trump administration froze 2.2 billion in federal funds to the school. So now the question becomes, hey, this was dope. Appreciate you. It's cool. How long you gonna do this though?
Mm. To Billy? um, yeah, our football team ain't been doing too good. We can use these funds, but I already know the closed office meeting. They looked around and said, how many bricks they need. I mean, like, we just send them two, man. We just send them to everybody. Let's send them two with bad grades anyway. You know what I mean? Anybody with a 3.8 gotta go.
Well, listen,
Four is enough.
Harvard got to have enough alumni to carry this. Like, let's be real, man. I know 2.2 billion ain't no fucking walk in the park.
I
I mean,
mean,
for us, right? Like, we say that like it's a part of our vocabulary, but it's not. So, but I have to think that the Harvard alumni can think of a way to not only try and support this from a monetary standpoint, but also from a political standpoint. And I think I have to think at some point this has to shift his ratings a bit, because with
mhm.
everything that's going on with the stock market, what is it, like 245% tariffs on China now?
Yeah,
Like, at some point this shit got to give, bro.
has to give. TikTok giving up mad secrets. Oh man, about to go get me a Birkin for a stack. But listen, I don't care how your profit and loss chart look. 2 billion is missing from it. That should look different. Um, uh, listen, and money ain't the answer to everything. But if you are a business, it's hard to tell me it's not helpful. As a human, just having a regular conversation, money is not everything. But I'm trying to run a corporation slash one of the smartest colleges in America. We got to have a middle ground. How about we cut down to 1 billion? We give you nobody. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a little bit of leeway, but taking the whole 2 billion, that's that's really standing on business. I respect it. I respect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, man. So we'll see how long this lasts. We'll see if maybe some judges get involved, some people who have some political influence out there. Although right
Mhm.
now, man, it looks like 47 really don't listen to nobody but himself. So we shall
He's
see,
staying on brand. He's staying all the way on brand.
we shall see. All right. So moving on to another one of my favorite segments, man. I'm not a doctor. I just play one here on FCP, y'all. And today we are talking about Medicaid work requirements that could be on the way for New York. So back in January, when the Trump administration made it clear that requiring Medicaid enrollees to prove that they are working, volunteering, or going to school is back on the table, they introduced a bill to now, I believe, add Medicaid work requirements to 40 states. There are two states, I believe one is still active and one actually implemented this, but something happened in 2019, and that was Alaska, and Georgia, I believe, has it in place right now. So right now with New York State, and I want to make sure I look at the numbers. accurately, because we're all about accuracy here on this show in real time.
Mhm.
So between 743,000 to 846,000 residents across New York State could lose coverage next year if this work requirement comes into place. And the key thing about this work requirement is that it applies to able bodied adults without dependents, and it has exceptions made for pregnant women, primary caregivers, people living with a disability that prevents them from work and being full time students. So now there's two sides to this. And trust me, y'all, I'm not picking a side, I'm just delivering the news, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
It number one, it's going to save billions to the administration, right? It's going to save a good amount of money. And it's going to require people to be taking the necessary steps to get a job, to be in school, to actually be doing something to eventually manage their own living. The flip side of this is there are some literal cases where people cannot work. And in those cases, you're talking about raising the rate of uninsured individuals out there. Now, this is going to cause them to forego going to see the doctor, which could lead to other forms of issues. And then, of course, if they can't find employment and they can't get support from Medicare, there's the high likelihood of maybe the crime rate rising. So there's a lot of people going back and forth about this, wondering what does the government really think is going to happen other than causing more anarchy to an already uncertain state in the country. And the numbers are staggering as far as Medicaid enrollees across the country as well. So
Facts.
it's a lot to dig deep. Do your own research, people. Make sure you look into how this can impact you in your state or maybe your friends in your state. If you work in a healthcare institution, there's a lot of Medicaid cuts that are already in the works in this new budget plan. You probably work for a nonprofit that gets their funding from Medicaid programs. So you definitely don't want to play around with this information. Make sure you do your research out there. But this is just our opinion. We are not making any um, statements that we feel that you all should just go and take. Please do your own research.
Playing devil's advocate here. On paper, this looks terrible, but on the back end, if they wanted to get the Medicaid group back into some sort of work, back into some sort of volunteering, helping their community, or even going back to school to benefit themselves. I don't want to be that guy, but is that a bad thing?
So I see where it helps because if we think about just 2 years ago, a friend of mine's found a receipt from someone who had one of those cards that they would give it to immigrants, and it had a balance of like I think $1,000 on it
Mhm.
to go shop for groceries. Now, mind you, this was someone who wasn't working, was not a U.S. citizen, and was just given all of this money through a Medicaid program.
Mhm.
So in those cases, you're kind of like, yeah, this makes sense. They shouldn't get that. But then, on the other hand, you may have a good working class citizen who works. They have a job, but they can't afford to get any of the insurance that's out there, right? So
Mhm.
even like forcing them to get a job isn't really the real help. It's affording the actual insurance. Now, let's say we look at if they want to get a job, what jobs are being created right now? Because right now, what we're seeing is we're imposing all of these tariffs, we're doing all of these deportations. What jobs are really out there for people to get? And then on top of it, all right, you want me to go back to school? What if I'm African American? What if I'm, Latin or Hispanic? You're taking away all of the D&I programs within schools or pathway programs that I could be a part of where maybe I didn't get a diploma, but I can be a part of this program and get a job or get into school. They're taking away the funding for a lot of that. So now I can't go see the doctor. I can't take care of myself. Now, even if I get a job and I don't have the Medicaid to go get the job, to go get a physical, like there's a lot of stuff that
Right back.
plays into it. It gets nasty, man. It gets nasty.
A lot of red tape there.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, like it's really, really tough because there are people who take advantage of it, as we're seeing people put in the chat, but then there's people who really need it out there, and there are real obstacles for them to go to work and go to school, so or volunteer. And what does volunteer look like? I need money. So depending on what type of Medicaid program and then they're in, what type of income they're getting, it gets very murky.
Agreed. Agreed.
SKL said, let's be clear, egg prices are still up. Just saying.
These are facts. Costco's still out.
That's a
Get your
fact.
man outside though. Pickup truck.
Hmm.
About 1,000 of them things ready to go. You got a chicken coop somewhere.
Hmm. Yeah, man. So it's a sticky situation. It's a very tough topic. It all depends on who you're around when you talk about it. So I always be very mindful of my audience, man. But here, we get to say what we want. So here we go.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Anything before we get into our main topic, my brother?
Let's go.
All right. All right. So listen, as we stated earlier, every third Wednesday of the month we have our FCP Dad series, and today we are talking about insecurities, man, and the potential of the insecure dad that's out there. And we just want to preface this, right? Being able to be aware of your insecurities to me is a good thing, because if you can combine self-awareness, self-evaluation with self-reflection and potential growth, you have the opportunity to now change your mindset towards something that's more progressive for yourself and potentially make you a better dad. Who knows, right? It's a process and we all go through that differently.
Mhm.
Um so where we're going to start here, man, is what I think has been the hardest part about being a dad is making sure that I don't put too much pressure on my son. And it's tough because, I want him to be strong. I want him to be smart. I want him to be ready to do, be ready to defend himself, ready to talk to a girl when he needs to, pay attention to everything that's going on. And in that same vein, I'm forgetting when I was 12, all of that shit was not on my mind. And the hardest part is having that balance to understand him in his mindset, because I've already been brainwashed by this hardworking, busy,
Right.
busy, yeah, society, that I'm like, no, you got to be ready. You got to do this now. It's crazy.
Or, um, what's been the hardest part about being a dad so far? I think I'm pretty much harping on your point. The balance of trying to allow them to grow, but keeping them in a box at the same time, right? It's like
Mhm.
it's a very delicate balance. Um, ugh, I'm always trying to keep them happy, but it's not my job to kind of keep them happy, right? I just want them to be happy because they're my kids, right or wrong, no matter what they did. I was riding for them, but telling myself, "Yo, they did bad. I can't be rewarded for that." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. How long we got to keep them in the corner?" You know what I'm saying? Like, how long is this punishment? Like, me and the wife were like, "Oh, take the phone away." One wife leaves, get the phone right back. What happened? He started crying. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just um, got to be disciplined though. So right, I say right now, it's staying disciplined across all fields. That's the
Mhm.
hardest part. It's tough.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then it gets to those points where, I, I struggle back and forth with, am I doing enough? Like spending enough time with him, keeping him as educated as possible on some of the decisions he has to
Mhm.
make. I have to always remind myself he's still young. Let him be a kid. You know what I mean? Let him at least let him make some mistakes. It's gonna be okay. But at the same time, you got to be ready though. You see the 16-year-old, 17-year-old phenoms out here who are making things happen right away. Am I doing everything in my power to put him in a position to do something that he really loves at an early age and potentially take off as well? Or is he going
Mhm.
to be a late bloomer? So those are some of the things that I go back and forth with that can possibly have me feeling like I'm not doing enough. And I really think it's just the pressure of seeing how fast society can eat these kids alive if they're not
That's a
ready
fact.
to go out there and be competitive and have tough conversations and be in the mix of things, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, as far as doing enough as a dad, I already know I'm not doing enough. 'Cause I get
Hmm.
the daily report cards, the kids themselves, no matter what we did all
Damn.
day. I mean, no matter what it was, went to the moon and back. As soon as we get back, what's next? Like, bro, that
Right.
was it. That was the whole thing. No spiel. And then, then the shoulders drop. All right. Guess I go take a shower and go to sleep. Yeah, nigga, day's over. It's fucking 10:30 at night. You know what I'm saying? But the kids make me feel like I didn't do enough. And if I felt like I did enough,
Hmm.
to them it's never enough. You know what I mean? So I'll always be chasing something. That's worse than the whole chasing the carrot thing. You'll never get there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I keep running this race. It's my job. I love it. Pay
Yeah.
sucks, but hey man, I signed up. You know what I mean? But yeah, the
Yeah.
kids let me know that it's not enough every time.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's a long term investment, bro.
All right. All
Definitely
right.
a long term investment.
Question for you. What kind of dad did you want to be before having kids?
You know what's funny? I wanted to be a dad that would definitely be more a part of my son's activities. If he wanted to, go travel, go play a sport, see shows, anything like that. And I know it had a lot to do with my dad, when he had his injury, even though he couldn't, be as active with me, he still tried to like go with me certain places when he could. So I just made it my business to say, nah, like when I have my kids, I'm gonna be right there, front and center, everything that they want to do, even if I don't like it, just so I could be that person. And it's funny now, once he got here and he was diagnosed with autism, now I had to be the understanding and aware dad that now it was just going to be a different journey for him, and then prepare myself to be best equipped to support him in the best way and listen to people who are knowledgeable in the space with autism. And then now, you know what I mean, with everything that he's doing now, it's all right. How do we nurture this now? Like we know that him getting to where he is on the spectrum is really really important for his growth. So now how
Mhm.
do I make sure that I'm the forward thinking dad? Like, all
Yep.
right, how is he going to grasp this information in a relatable way? Because they tell you, like, kids, if you want to learn something, you got to make it relatable.
Mhm.
My son, he needs to know that this is going to work. Like, he's so literal, he's critical of everything. He has a ton of questions. So if you really want him to buy into something, you got to be ready for that. So that's where I feel like I'm at now with the type of dad I want to be.
Mm, okay. On a scale, do you feel you got close to how you perceived it pre-kid?
Um, I want to say not really, because my son right now, he's a big technology dude. So
Mhm.
he really doesn't ask to do much. When he does go out a lot of places, a lot of times if it ain't me and my wife together, it's him and her. That's why I'm
Mhm.
really looking forward to this Friday and doing more alone with him as far as like going out and stuff like that. Cause I think that's what's really gonna like, seal the memories that we're gonna create.
Mm. It's dope. It's dope. Yeah, man. Growth. Uh,
Question right back at you, man. Are there moments where you doubt yourself as a parent?
yeah, absolutely. Every decision which as thoroughly thought out as you thought you might have went with it. Always feels like, damn, I should have did something different. Maybe tweak this a little bit, change that just a tad.
Hmm.
Um, I think without the doubt, and let you know you're stepping outside your comfort zone, doing things that you don't know how to do. It's good to find out new things to learn. Um, but I do doubt myself as a parent. I don't want to say a lot, but it does happen often.
Mm.
Because with all your kids, it's always your first time doing it with this kid, and you've never done it with any kid before. So, I mean, it's the first day of the job every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, there's no training program, there was no pamphlet. You take as much encouragement from your peers, parents, people you've grown up with, your mentors. Try to apply that in these situations or something you might have learned, movie, conversation, whatever it may be. Try to bring that in and kind of mold it through your voice. But I think you need that doubt just for you to question yourself, have accountability, look in the mirror. Like, damn, not to go back to my kid's 3K class, but was that a green choice? Or was it a red choice? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's like, um, I don't know what red and green make together. Somebody let me know, but I got a lot of choices in that mid area.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I definitely say I do doubt myself a lot just because I never did it before. My mom didn't raise a kid, so
Hmm.
some things I can't really call her for. She don't know shit about YouTube. Like, how many hours is too many hours? She's like, well, you had zero, so 10 minutes is already too much. I'm like, damn, I'm failing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's hard to compare those things.
Yeah, man. And I think you hit the nail on the head with the next place I wanted to go with this. When you have those moments of struggle and you reach out to people, I think one of the, well, several key people out there, man. Of course, we've had our conversations. We're having one right now, right? I go to one of my mentors, Frank. He's been very pivotal. He's in his about to be in the yeah, I think he's in his 60s, and he's got two grown kids, so he's seen it all at this point, to the point where he's
Mm,
just ready to. He's watching them actually create their own lives, and eventually, at some point, they're going to create their own families. So he always walks me through a lot of the stuff that he went through and how he managed it. And, me and his son, um, both of our sons are in, similar areas as far as learning. And his son is super smart. He's in cybersecurity, and he gave me a lot of tips, as far as like what he did in those initial stages of guiding his son. So I apply a lot of that because I know a lot of the stuff I'm going through is not new. And I hope that message gets out to anybody listening out there. And that goes for parents, period, right? Moms or dads. Uh, Check in with your people that you trust, people that are willing to be honest with you, because they and not judge you. That's very important. You got to find that person that can level set you without judgment, but give you the best path forward. So I'm appreciative for those fathers in my life who do that. And then I hang on to what my father taught me, man. That's always going to be the very first person that really put gems in my head and taught me how to do things at least the right way, the gentleman way, and try and keep
mm,
that going forward.
mm. On my side, whenever I'm struggling with a fatherhood item, I kind of got two people. You know, grace be to God. I can reach out to my dad, ask him a question or two, run some things by him. see what he would have did in today's time using my shoes. Uh, Unfortunately for me, I'm as funny as he is. So a lot of the it's a lot of medicine through the candy kind of feedback I've been getting. You know what I mean? I've been hanging up laughing and shit like, "Yeah, did he answer my question?" You know what I mean? There'll be a few of those. But I reach out to him a lot whenever I am at a speed bump. But I also have a cheat code with the missus. We do have a inside runner joke. You know, I always say, "You have daddy issues. Now look at you." You know what I mean? Like, so she'll be like, "I have daddy issues." And she'll go on and say two, three things. She'll be like, "All right, maybe I had a daddy issue here and there, but that's not the point." You know what I mean? So I am able to lean on her in moments where I might be struggling with an item to see, especially with raising girls. It's very helpful to hear her viewpoint on it because she responds as if she was that kid
Mm.
dealing with her father and how she would have wanted her father to approach a situation. So I kind of got a cheat code with that. But they both helped me severely. I am at a speed bump off Falcon Road. I'm trying to get through it. I can't repeat what they say verbatim, but it is a good starting point you know
Okay.
for me to take the lead off for sure.
Okay. All right. So, what scares you the most about being a dad?
Having all the answers, and they come to me looking for the answers all the time. So the few things I go, ask your mom. While they do that, I'm doing a quick Google search. I'm going to check here, check it there. You know what? Now that you say it, something's coming to mind. Google told me. I mean, well, from experience, I've learned. You know, what I mean, I'm able to take it that way with them. But yeah, having all the answers is probably what scares me. I don't have them, but I got to provide them. Whether I like to or not. How about you?
um, being in a situation where I'm helpless,
Mm,
that scares the crap out of me. Like, be working in healthcare, you see the unfortunate situations of kids who are terminal, and you look at the parents and you almost wish that God is right there with them every day, because that's the most helpless feeling I think any parent could have in the world. Just being in a position where you would give everything to help your kid, and there is nothing that you can
mm,
do. That scares me. That's why I call him my heart in human form, because if anything puts this kid in a situation where I can't help him, I don't
yeah,
know
that
how I'm
sucks.
function. I have
Yeah,
no idea how I'm going to function. And that is what scares me every single day as a dad. For real.
ditto. Yeah. I try not to think about that one. That we don't cross that bridge too many times, but yeah, I hate to be in a situation where I truly can't assist, and all they're looking for is assistance.
Yep.
That one's heavy.
Yeah, I think one of the toughest things, and I swear all the love and hugs and prayers go out to those parents that have been in that situation who are probably currently in that situation. I think the toughest thing you could do is your child look you in the eye and ask you as a parent, what's going to happen to me? Can you help me? And you kind of look back at them and just kind of hold their hand through the process if you even can, depending on what they're going through. Yeah, man. Tough stuff, man.
And
Tough
some
stuff.
some things with the kids when it's a financial thing, easy. I think Kennedy like 2 years ago. Oh, Dad, I want a house on Malibu, on a Porsche. I said, baby, we broke. Start watching YouTube. I mean, like, and that was it. It was easy. That was a money thing. It's nuts. We ain't got it. We're not there.
Yeah.
But it's something small. You can't provide it. It's just like, shit, bad week. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe next
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? But another question for you. Leaving the somber side of being a dad, what's something you've done that you're really proud of being a father?
Um, I would say teaching my son that it's okay to be affectionate because, you know, most that I saw from father figures growing up was just teaching you how to be strong, how to not take nothing from nobody, speak up loud, put your chest up. But what I added to being with him was don't be afraid to show your love for people. Don't be afraid to show your emotions because you don't want to bottle that stuff up. You want to show people that you have love in your heart, because there's always going to be time for you to be serious, and maybe even times for you to be firm and assertive. But this world doesn't have enough love in it, and the fact that he is such a lovable kid right now, of everything that he's done on top of being a really good student, the fact that he has that love about him, that care about him. Anybody who's ever been around my son, if there's a younger kid around him, he's always concerned about how that kid is doing. So that's one thing I'm proud of as a dad so far.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
What about you?
My dad doesn't see this one, but um, being present, being there. I do my best not to miss practice, not to miss games, not to miss parent teacher conferences. Like, just because disconnect when the split happened, I kind of stopped. It wasn't available. You know what I'm saying? So, think shit when I played football back in the 1900s, I think my father might have been to 2 games in high school. You know what I'm saying? And no fault on him, no fault on my mom, whatever it may be, but it just wasn't, just didn't happen. And I didn't back then. I don't think it bothered me. It bothered me more as I got older. I was like, damn, he ain't seen none of them shits. You know what I mean? I had a couple games. You know what I mean? But I truly do my best to be present, and that is something I'm proud of because I kind of surpassed what he did as a father towards me. I just try to. So now I might feel like I kind of overdo it with them. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
something I'm super proud of. Just being in attendance. It's very small, but it's a big thing for me because I didn't have the attendance. Like, he would have got left back. The attendance was taken. No.
Yeah. Nah, you know what's dope about that? It's big for you, but it's also big for how your daughters see a man, and it's gonna be big for how your son sees how a man should act, bro. So it ain't small. Trust me, it ain't small in any way. And I tell any parent that I meet that these kids pay attention. Number one, for the daughters, for the little girls in our lives, they pay attention to the men around them, and they see how they act, they see how they treat other women, and that's how they go, and that's how they expect the man to treat them. So that's why sometimes when we see them pick a fool, we're like, where did you get this from? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't been surrounded by this. We don't even let that in the house. Like, so listen, I applaud you. I've always applauded you for the way you've handled yourself as a dad. A lot of people can learn from you. So yeah, man, that I'm here to tell you, brother, that shit ain't small. That shit is amazingly significant for the way your kids are gonna be in the future, brother.
Just worry about the gas money, man. Yeah, you ain't.
Listen, that's why they gotta make it to the league, baby. To the
I
league.
need a I need a gas rebate at a minimum.
Listen, you saw Paige on Monday, right? Like that's the goal.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
seeing
goal.
it. Seeing it. First pick, baby. Gotta get out of there. Um, Another question for you.
Mm.
What kind of relationship do you hope to have when they get older?
Whew. Um, I want to make sure that my sons, I want to have that cool. yet understanding relationship with my son where we can, go if he does end up wanting to drink, we can go have a beer or we can go have a coffee and just talk about life like two men. You know what I mean? And to the point where it can be a conversation about what's going on in his life and where I can give my old school advice, but also I can learn from him because he's going to be learning all the new things that are going on in this world. He's going to be teaching me so much. And I wanted to just be that thriving relationship where we can take vacations together. We can hang out.
Bye, mom.
Yeah. And he likes to spend time around his dad. I know kids tend to have different relationships with their fathers as they get older. I loved being around my dad as I got older, and I can only pray that my son has that same feeling as he gets older and as he starts to have his own thoughts in life. So yeah, that's ooh, I mean that would make it that would put one of the biggest smiles on my old face. Hopefully I got all my teeth when it happens. Yeah.
My side with that, yeah, I just hope we can maintain an open line of communication. Very similar to what you were saying. So, hoping they have the confidence, the wherewithal to be like, no matter what the situation is, I can talk to dad about it. He'll understand my point of view. He'll back me if I need to be backed. He'll stop me if I need to be stopped. He'll check me if I need to be checked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But hoping they know. I say no a lot. And I only know I say no a lot because whenever I do say no, they go, let me go talk to them. See, that's a real no. You know what I mean? Like, and, but I do hope they know that these no's will build them up for a life beyond this one, and they still feel comfortable from talking, acts, and keep that line of communication open. I do hope we are able to keep that going when they get older. Um, that's something I do hope for sure.
Yep. Yep. Um, and then what do you think your kids? Well, I'll ask that one last. What kind of example do you hope that you're setting for your kids?
Yeesh. Still trying to set examples for myself, but for them, um, stay accountable. If you
Mm,
fuck up, acknowledge it. Meet it head on. If you gotta apologize, do it sooner than later. Because having a sour relationship does nothing over time but make it more sour. Try to nip it in the bud if you could. If it was something that you love, someone that you love, try to mend that bond if you could, but stay accountable. That's one thing I truly, truly do hope they take from me that I'm not the greatest at myself, but I do try every day. But hopefully they take the good parts of dad being accountable and they could kind of project that in their own lives and beyond my time for sure. How
mhm.
about you? What example does D Money know? Hey, I wouldn't do this.
I think number one, man, take care of yourself.
Mm,
If you take care of
yes.
yourself, if you start the day off doing something good for you, you know, you ain't got to be a fitness model out here, but give yourself the chance to have a long, healthy life to the best of your ability. Um, Stay sharp mentally, stay sharp physically, and make sure you're right within. Because before you think you can go out here and take care of somebody else or be a part of somebody else's life, you gotta make sure you got your stuff right. So that's
Yes.
where I try to be that good example for him, and then also how to treat your woman. Um, he sees me and my wife every single day. We have our very own unique relationship, but he understands that it comes from a place of love and it's how we love each other. And
That is
sometimes
my
with
beats.
yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? But I hope that he sees that the core of what we do is always about him, always with respect to each other, and the time, right? He gets the ability, and that's what I love about you know when he's with us, and then when we go and we're with y'all, he sees a consistency of time, so he knows what a
Mhm.
long lasting, thriving relationship can look like. So he knows it's a thing versus what he's gonna see out here when he starts realizing the dating scene.
Or it's not just
Um,
movies.
right, exactly, right. So yeah, definitely, definitely.
Okay. Last one for the dad topic today. What do you think your kids will remember the most about you?
Woo. Um, I think my son will remember my strength. Um,
What you
I
mentioned?
I
Mm,
think he will remember my strength. I think he's at that age now where he sees the battles that I go through professionally, personally, the rigorous conditioning I put myself through. I think he's gonna commend my consistency, my work ethic. He's gonna remember that about me. He's gonna remember I'm funny as hell, even though his mother doesn't like some of my jokes. Um, and I think he's gonna realize that I was all about this family, and if he really embraced everything that he saw, um, to whatever day the Lord brings me home, um, I think he's gonna try and carry that forward and carry forward the Lee name because I mean
mm,
we got to keep that thing going.
Family.
Hmm.
Back, back.
What about you, man?
I don't even know if I'm ready to answer this one. Um, I don't. I'm not really sure what I want them to remember most about me, other than that it was love. Um, Regardless, whatever they go through, show them love. Whether whether they were honor roll or we having a parent teacher conference, and it wasn't parent teacher conference day. You know what I'm saying?
I like
Just
that
the
one.
fact that, just the fact that he was present, was there. That's a good one. I don't even know what I want them to remember about me. Shit. Hope the will's all right. I want them cursing me like, this nigga left me nothing but shit.
It's like remember
all
that
that,
gave me shit.
all, this nigga, all that financial literacy. This nigga ain't give me nothing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Hmm, it's a good one. I'm not ready. Not ready.
Yeah.
But at a minimum, I do want to remember that I love them daily for sure, and hopefully that something they wouldn't have to question. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. Um, yo, listen, man. Just gonna check back in the chat, man. Shout out
Oh
to
yeah, it was going. It was going. I couldn't keep up.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to SKL and only Mrs. Lee, Lynn in the chat, man. Shout out to Lynn. Lynn said the struggle with trying to be a mom and dad teach my kids from both sides. So definitely we
Mm.
recognize the mothers out there who are doing, both
For dual
jobs.
duty.
Yeah, man. You are appreciated, you are loved, and there's a special place in my heart for y'all because I know that can't be easy trying to play
Right.
both roles. So shout out to all
Very
y'all.
low one.
Shout out to Lynn.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely shout out to SKL and only Mrs. Lee, man. Y'all already know the places y'all hold in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep this family thing going. Appreciate all the support forever, ever, ever, ever. Um, but yeah, man, we wanted to bring this topic here, man. The insecure dad. I mean, finding security in your flaws, your concerns, your worries, and being able to, sit down and take the time to reflect on them. I was watching the Pivot podcast earlier, and they had Jay Shetty on. He's a very popular, like, British author. He has got a podcast, all that. You can look him up. And he said there's a big difference between loneliness and solitude. And loneliness is almost just like it breeds a grounds for like sorrow and doubt, where some people prefer solitude and people will think they're lonely just because they're by themselves. But the solitude leaves room for reflection, for true growth, for focus on whatever that person's working on. And a lot of times out of that solitude comes a better person. So, just a message for all my fellas out there, and even all, my ladies out there who are trying to, fight those battles and suffering in silence. Um, just give yourself a path, something to reflect on, something that is going to guide you in that moment of being alone, and you'll definitely come out on the better end of it if you keep the focus on strength and just what you feel like you need to be better at, because we all have that in ourselves. Even in those moments of doubt, you just got to make sure you surround yourself with the right things and the right people, and God will take care of the rest.
Preach. Those are all facts. That's a good one. Solitude versus loneliness. Yeah, that's a good one. I gotta write that one down. Need that one was silently growing. Show. Just rebrand that. Put the background in the back. You know what I mean? Today's lesson.
Yes. All right, man. So we gonna make a pivot, pun intended, over to some different conversation, man. And this one, I gotta give kudos to my niece Precious. She sent me this video, and I really couldn't believe it, man. But it turns out in Houston, um, officials were cracking down on unlicensed sexually oriented businesses in the city, and they were starting with a Northwest Houston strip club that they raided. This was back in, I believe, March or so. Now, this was actually a library, y'all. I kid you not. What we know is that the raid happened at the library on West TC Jester Boulevard. And there was an investigation that was being launched for a while because this operation was going on for a while. And it was a combination of different law enforcement entities within Harris County. And listen, man, they found a lot of people inside the club. There were liquor violations. There were women, dancing for money. And
library?
It was a library. It was it was technically a library, but when you went in, you saw where they stored the liquor, you saw where they got the cash. Like, y'all go look it up. It was it's the library on West TC Jester Boulevard, and they literally raided this joint. 12 people were arrested. 8 sexually oriented business violations, 2 liquor violations, 1 private security act violation, 1 manager operating at a sexually oriented business without a license violation was also handed out. So basically, you cannot be getting cash for people shaking ass if you're not licensed, and Uncle Sam gets his piece. Like, that's the long and short of this, y'all.
Like, the law is like, listen, now you can't do that unless you get taxed. That's cool.
That's it. But y'all gotta look up the reel on IG. There's a guy that's the owner of a shop called Supreme Sandwiches, and they're interviewing him because all of these stores are in the same lot, right? The library and then the sandwich spot is in the same lot. And my man goes, "Well, it was hard for us to notice because we're only open from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and 11 a.m. 3 p.m. on Saturdays."
Shit.
My man just
He had to come and get it. hours.
My man was trying. He was like, "Damn, I could have been slinging sandwiches while they was out there getting ass." Like,
I
it was crazy, man. And then the
didn't know what they
comments,
were doing in the daytime.
yo, and then the comments was just lighting up. They was like, "Damn, man, where am I gonna get my library books from now?" Like, it was all.
Man, word.
I'm gonna send you the video after
On-
this.
Only library in the hood with a bounty in the front. I'm
Yep.
sorry, you're gonna get in here. I got a library card. You need more than that, my man. Yeah. Cool.
Oh man. All right.
Hmm.
All right. We're gonna switch over to TV show, music, and movie recommendations, man. First up, we have G20. Listen, Viola Davis, in my opinion, saved this movie. Um, the without giving away the whole movie, I mean, it has a theme that's centered around cryptocurrency and deep fakes, but without Viola, man, I don't know where this movie would have been. I mean, it has some decent co-features, as you can see here, as Homeboy from The Boys, got your man from Blackish, you got Homegirl from Little, and I think she was in Blackish too, right? Like it's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
some decent features in it, but Viola saved this film, man. But I don't know if anybody's seen G20 out here yet. But Viola, she's just got that star power, man, and we might have literally found, the probably one of the strongest actresses out there, man. I don't know. It's like her and Angela Bassett out
I was just about to say, she's at the hand.
there.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch the trailer. I saw the cover. I'm happy you said something. Because when I seen Viola with the gun, I'm like, nah, I'm good. But I need, I don't, I don't want to see her reloading clips on niggas. She's too wholesome in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to see Angela Bassett doing it. She was cool as Black Panther's mother. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But if she ever had to put the suit on herself and do some shit, not sure I'd have been ready. But if you co-sign it, I'm gonna add it to the watch list. I fucks with her. She's good.
Yeah, man. She saves the movie. Trust me. Just imagine like any other actress probably playing that role. It's probably not the same. If you ask me, man, it was different. It's totally different. Yep. All right. Next up, man. Listen, I know we haven't talked about this man for a minute now. We were talking about Kendrick and his influence on Drake's reputation, but that Nokia, man, that Nokia is catchy. It's in these streets. It's made it on my playlist, and the video dropped last week.
I was
Not
already walking
bad,
around the
man.
house. I was already walking around the house talking about baby girl. I was already doing that before the video came out. You know
Girl.
what I'm saying? So the video was super dope. Um, Big budget. I mean, he
Mhm.
ain't broke. So I'm not too mad at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, when did Family Matter last April? May?
Mhm.
Yeah, rough 11 months, right? But yo, the boy's back. You know what I'm saying? He listened to Kendrick, just want to dance and just want to
That's
party and shit.
it.
Just say less. And Nokia is that joint. Videos dope, songs cool. I did see on the internet that he stole it from somebody, but whatever. He's not the person. Um, it's Drake, man. It's the boy. I really need him to stop making those duck faces, but he's gonna keep doing it, so I can't stop it. Yeah, man, Drake's back. Drake's back. I'm not sure if he'll get #1 this week. That Luther video dropped too, and Kendrick
Mm.
got mad at circular subliminals in there, some full circle moments. I don't know what he's harping at. The internet will break that down for you, but Drake is back. He is. It's gonna be one of them ones for a little bit. I don't
Yes, sir.
think it's too early for stronger the summer vibes, but it's definitely gonna be there for a little bit. Definitely a summer party song.
Indeed, man. Anything
What was
else?
your thoughts?
Oh no, I think you covered it, man. I think you covered it. Typical Drake form. Whenever he makes music like this, dance music, a lot of girls. a lot of dancing. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of people mimicking the steps that he's making in there. Like
Mhm.
it's good to see your boy back doing what he usually does. And hey, listen, we're all here for good music. It was a hell of a
Thanks.
battle,
Yep.
and this is what you like when battles like this happen, right? They go through their course, both people come out unscathed, their people come out
Mhm.
unscathed, and we just get back to the music. That's all we're all here for. So I'm glad.
And listen, if Meek could jump on the track with him after Back to Back came out, I wouldn't put it past. Nah, nah. I don't think they'll make a song together. It's just too far. Well, shit, when Back to Back dropped, I didn't think they ever make a song together either, right? So I won't say never, but
And
it's
listen,
slim.
if Nas and Jay could do it,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what
Condoms
I'm
on your
saying?
baby seat. That
Yeah,
was
it's
he had
possible.
to get that. He had to do it, you know what I'm saying? Anything's
It's
possible.
very possible. Yeah. Maybe when they're in their 40s. Who knows?
Maybe.
All right, man. Gonna swing over to FCP Sports Corner real quick. Make this a real quick recap and catch y'all up on some things, man. NBA play-in tournament is currently underway.
Cheers.
Yesterday, the Orlando Magic handled their business against the Hawks, so they'll play the Celtics in the first round, and then the Warriors came up big against the Grizzlies. They'll be facing the Rockets in the first round, and then tonight I see the Heat are washing the Bulls as we speak.
Big time. As we speak.
So I just got to see who they're going to end up playing, and then I know Dallas and Sacramento got the game. I think in like 2 minutes or so. So definitely gonna check that out. I think. I mean, I honestly thought the Bulls would have been competitive with the Heat, but I guess the Heat turned it on. But then
At home
Dallas and
too.
Sacramento, yeah,
That's
yeah.
embarrassing.
But I think Sacramento should beat Dallas. They've been together longer. They're streaking at the right time, but
Yes.
who knows, man? Anthony Davis might have a monster game, and Clay still is a shooter. And let tonight be the night he goes for like 30 or 40. It's gonna be a problem. So we'll see.
For Clay and Davis, if they both clicking,
Yep,
see no I see why they should lose.
that's a
But
fact.
it's the NBA. Every night's an NBA, for sure.
Yeah. The WNBA draft went down on Monday, man, and with no shocker, Paige Beckers was the number one pick to the Dallas Wings. So she'll be joining Enrique over there, and that is going to be a show to see once the WNBA season starts in May. The Washington Mystics made out really good. They got Sonia Cintron, Kiki Ariafen, and Georgia Amore. So talk about rebuilding your franchise. I think
Or,
Della Don just retired, so this is really just rejuvenating the franchise back to where it was. The Connecticut Sun, another team that's rebuilding, they got Anissa Morrow and Sanaya Rivers, so that's a good way for them to come up. And then the Sparks, man, they got homegirl that dropped 40, Sarah Ashley Barker. She's heading over there, man. So she's gonna be linking up with Kelsey Plum and them. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that rolls, man.
and there was one more draft pick I saw. Was it Van Lynn? Well, she
Yeah, she went
transferred.
to
She's
Sky.
meeting. She's going back to Chicago, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
Not
sir.
going back, but she's meeting up with Reese again.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting lineup, man. You got her, Kennedy Carter, you got Angel Reese, you got Camilla Cardozo over there. That's it's gangster.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Cardoza and Reese to get this Twin Tower, Tim Duncan, David Robinson thing going. You know
It's
what I mean?
coming.
There's no reason the paint should just be a thing that only has when,
Yeah.
other teams come through. We'll
Yeah, and
see.
then Haley Van Lith and Kennedy Carter are really going to benefit because I think Courtney Vandersloot's coming back there this season. She was there when they won the chip with
Veteran.
Candace Parker. So that's great veteran leadership for both Haley and Kennedy to learn from. Chicago's going to be interesting to watch, man. I'm still kind of mad they fired my girl, but it's all good, man.
Yeah, that's
We'll
crazy.
figure it out.
That's crazy.
We're gonna figure it out. All right. Wrapping this thing up, man. A shocker in the NCAA women's college basketball, man. This one shocked me. Malaysia Fulwali has entered the transfer portal. Um, listen, go coming off of a winning a championship to now having Connecticut pretty much make you look bad twice in one season. I'm not saying
Yeah,
this was the deciding factor, but you can tell that she was about to make a serious decision after they asked her the questions in the presser. Hope she ends up in a good program where she feels like she can thrive and be her. I know this year they made the adjustment having her coming off the bench. Who knows how that made her feel? But
I think
yo,
that's what it was.
yeah, man.
Um, 'Cause you need your minutes. You need your minutes in order to shine. You got to shine in order to get to the league. The minutes ain't there, shine ain't there. The league don't see you. But going somewhere else, getting the minutes, getting the shine. Connecticut, still Connecticut. I think Dawn Stelly has the only resume that at least she beat him once when we got there. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like Connecticut back there, no matter what team she's on, run into the same roadblock. So was she the best? I think she should have stuck it out. I went to the league.
Mm. All right, so we'll see where she lands, man. And then last but not least, man, UFC 314 was this past weekend in Miami.
I love a
Hell
card.
of a fight card, man. Hell of a fight card. Um, Big Jim Miller fan. I felt like at one point he had a chance to win that fight against Chase Hooper, but can't knock the kid. He's young, he's hungry, and he ended up getting the best of Jim. Sean Woodson, I'm a big fan of Homeboy. Danny Gay sneaked him at the right time because if he didn't catch that knockout in round three, that was about to be it was about to be a wrap.
Thanks. Thanks.
Um,
What's your boy name? White boy, braids. Nigga nasty.
Patty, yeah,
Um,
I'm getting the Patty. I'm getting the
my bad,
Patty.
my bad. Go ahead, go ahead.
Dominic Reyes, man, he's definitely been a contender before in the light heavyweight. He scored a big knockout. That was big for him. Bryce Mitchell got what he deserved for a very long time. He's been one of those real like advocate, anarchist, MAGA people out there. And
Trump was there too.
Jean Silva embarrassed this dude. He had fun with him. He made him look like he didn't belong in that octagon. So shout out to John Silva for doing what a lot of people probably wanted to do to Bryce Mitchell for a long time. Um, Yair Rodriguez fought a good fight against Patricio Pitbull. But now we're getting to the man that you were talking about, Patty Pimblett, man. Talk to me. What did you see?
Like the precursor. I was nervous for Patty. I was like, I don't know, this dude, this fight, he ain't no slouch. You know what I mean? I was scared if he went to the ground, Patty might get a little overpowered. Bro, up the zone. There was a moment of the fight when your man was bloody looking up. I was like, oh, this is a bad still shot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, uh, he delivered. Bro. It was good to see though, because he had. I get McGregor vibes when I see it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he can continue going, keep winning, and keep it going. But that Patty fight was a dope one for sure.
Yeah, man. Patty's no joke. And his resume includes some tough dudes. I mean, we're talking Tony
Yeah.
Ferguson, beat him by decision. King Green submitted him in the first round. Um, I didn't think he was going to knock out Michael Chandler. I thought it was going to be more of a submission. But
Mm,
yo, man, Michael Chandler is one of those dudes. He's got great cardio, but I think he's officially one of those dudes that's gonna just be a stepping stone for up and comers in the UFC. Man, I think the his time has passed him. He had a couple of wars, but it's Patty's time, man. It's Patty's time. He's coming up the ranks, and it's gonna be interesting to see, when he gets his title shot, man.
word.
And then of course in the main event, man, Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Listen, Volk was owning shit till about the fourth round, the
Yeah,
fourth or fifth round,
shit
where
got weird.
things got interesting.
Word.
I was very nervous for Volk. I'm a big Volkanovski fan. I thought after Islam Makhachev cracked him. that was it.
Or
So listen, man.
held on.
Shout out, yeah, man. Shout out to Diego Lopez, man. He hung in there. Volk was hitting him with some serious shots, and he did not let it waver him. But he definitely had Volk on the ropes, man. So Volk is now the featherweight champion again, and I'm pretty sure Diego will be back with another shot in no time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my brother. Anything good before we get up out of here?
What's going on? Hey, happy Easter to all
Mm.
those. Happy Palm Sunday for those last week. Hopefully, I went to church, man. I know I wasn't there, but hopefully y'all went, man. Pray for your boys. Pray for the FCP. Uh, um, hey, anybody got any palms, man? Send them through, man. I ain't got no palms in the crib, man. So empty in the house without them. I gotta hit your sister up. Yeah, she stole something this last week. Talk to some from her. Get some blessings in the crib. But yeah, happy Easter, man. I miss Coney Island. Good old days, man. Good old days.
Yes, man. Sweatsuits and Jordans, fresh every Easter. Yeah, man. Similar to Kenny, man. Happy Easter. I hope everybody's doing good, enjoys their time, family. Praising all of that. Have a good Friday. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay away from what you're supposed to not be doing on Good Friday. You know what I mean? I remember
Seafood.
dad would make a mean fried fish every Good Friday, just you know what I'm saying, to celebrate the day. Um, but listen, we appreciate all y'all that tuned in from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, TikTok. Shout out to the IG fam, Tanya, Keith, Sylvia in the building, only Mrs. Lee, SKL, always rocking with us, man. Listen, if you are new to FCP, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you check out our videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Economic Empowerment Podcast, new episode is doing very well. So, yeah, I might want to check that out. It's with Omari Head, the hip hop hotel broker, giving a lot of really good gems on there. Shout out to him for tagging us in the post on IG, by the way. That was really, really dope. And listen, take care of yourselves. Remember what we talked about here today, man. Be secure in your insecurities. Take time for reflection. Take time to take care of yourselves. And I promise you, God will take care of the rest, man. Y'all have a good night. We see y'all next week.
There.
Yeah,
I hate love this one.
brothers.
Oh man, y'all be safe out there.
All right.